or on the internet or my podcast. We make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up, or why there's continued inflation, or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up. Market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
We've seen the consumer balance sheets, based on what the banks have been saying, are continuing to remain healthy, which is a really strong sign because consumer spending is about 70% of GDP. And if the consumer continues to spend, that is a good thing for the overall economy.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
You should be medicated, all right. That's insane is right. My Lord, how can they even come out and say something like that? That's ridiculous. Credit cards, 61% could only make minimum payment. They can't even pay their credit cards off. That's 61% of credit card holders. Bankruptcies are already up. Personal bankruptcies up 23% for the first 6 months, up 2023. Small business bankruptcies up 111%. That's the middle class. Are you kidding me? We got record high credit card balances, near $1 trillion. We got record low savings. Come on, I'm not even going to go through it all. I mean, the lies are unbelievable. You know, I want to talk today about, most people don't understand what's screwing up our whole economy is when a president, any president, chooses a Fed chair, Federal Reserve chairperson, who they make sure is not independent, who will be subservient to them. No, the way the whole system was set up by our government, by our founders, and everybody else. Okay, and then, I mean, our founders didn't set up the Fed. But after the Fed came along, and everybody figured, how's this thing going to work? And we got to make sure that the decision of when rates go up, when they're going to, decision to increase the money supply, which simply means where the Fed chairman gives an order to all their banks out there, okay, start increasing loans, get money out the window. That's what it means when you hear the word increase money supply. His job is to increase that supply. His job is to tighten that supply. And he's got to do that, and he's got to do it very well to make sure inflation isn't created. He's got to do that very well to make sure jobs are created. He's got to do that very well to make sure wages increase, productivity increases. It's a balancing act. And he's got to be totally independent. He can't have a situation where a president and its party, and we saw that yesterday. I mean, did anybody see those hearings yesterday? I mean, there was two different hearings going on. The one hearing was with the whistleblowers. And when you watch that hearing, what you realized is that these people in politics put their party first over what's right for our country. These two guys that were testifying, were professionals. These two guys were experts. These two guys were not lying. You could tell that. And when the Democrat came up to give them questions, they just belittled them. They went after them because they were there for the party. They're for the party. And see, and this is the, and we found this afterwards. They ate their own Democrat. Robert Kennedy goes in talking about how that he wanted to discuss that, and they got all angry over this. And they were very mad at Jordan for letting him testify. He wanted to talk about how it's really bad that we don't have any longer freedom of speech. And we got to make sure that people don't keep putting down our speech, getting thrown off sites and this. And so he wanted to talk about it. He wanted to have an open discussion with a Democrat, which he is, and Republicans say, we got to discuss this because it's getting out of control. Oh my God! The Democrats went after him. Do we have a cut? I can't think. What's her name? I can't think. Oh, Wasserman. She is vicious. You know Walker. Listen to this. Go ahead, play it for me.
You're misstating.
No. I quoted what you said earlier, and it is directly what you said. So just ask me yes or no.
I was describing an NIH-funded study.
No. You didn't cite any.
I was describing an NIH-funded study by Cleveland Clinic scientists.
Reclaiming my time. You did not reference reclaiming my
published
time.
in USC Medical, which is one.
The time is mine.
All right. So here's what was going on with her. He gave a speech, and she takes the speech, just like Bug-Eye did. Remember when they impeached the president, Trump, and Bug-Eye got up there. Well, I can't remember his name. Adam Schiff got up there and just totally lied. He took what the president said and changed all the words. And then when this was the first hearing, and all of a sudden he said, "Let me read from the president's speech." And all of a sudden the Republicans started looking at each other and they're going through their papers. What speech is he looking at? And they stopped it. And they found out what shit that he changed all the words. She did the same thing. So what she's doing is he gave a speech, and she's up there. No, you didn't say this. You didn't say that. And then what she asked for to stop the whole hearing, because the Republicans didn't want to hear about free speech. So they wanted to stop the whole hearing. So the reason why she was lying and saying what he was saying in his speech, which he actually didn't, she goes to some rule and says, when we have hearings like this, if anybody says something bad about somebody else, we can go into a closed hearing. So we think this has got to go into a closed hearing because she didn't want the public to hear what Robert Kennedy was saying about free speech being suppressed, which the Democrats want, right? Because it works for them. So they did everything they could to shut him down. Now, my point is this. Not about politics. My point is, it's the same thing. The most important person you have, every American who works hard, you're a hard-working person, you and your family, you're trying to make ends meet. The guy that's got to be on your side, or gal, is the chairman of the Federal Reserve. It's the chairperson of the Federal Reserve who controls when money is loosened up, they call increased money supply, and the chairman makes the decision when they push more money out the window, or when they tighten the money supply, stop making loans. But the problem we have is when you have a chairman who is subservient to a president, and then you have presidents and you have politicians who don't serve the people but serve the party. And this is what I was talking about just a moment ago. She was sitting there serving the party, what they want, not serving the American people. Well, it's the same thing what's making your life tough and why you're paying too much for food and why you're paying too much for gasoline is because you don't have an independent Fed chair who will tell the president to stick it and tell Congress to stick it. I'm leaving. When you don't have a person like that, and here's where it starts. When you elect anybody, okay, you got to elect people who identify your congressman, identify that Fed chairman, so important that he's independent, that he doesn't answer to anybody except the people, that his job is the people, what's best for them, not for a party. So we're going to do a little visiting on how that has affected you and the stock market.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, okay, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%, lumber's up 67%, heating oil, 60%, gasoline 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. PhilsGang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of PhilsGang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
We went from FOMO, or fear of missing out, to optimism, to now euphoria, because the markets have just continued to defy the odds and climb higher despite a lot of the negativity that's out there. We do think it still has momentum to continue to run here, because keep in mind, a lot of the markets are not back to their all-time highs yet, and so there are still a lot of room to run here.
Oh my God, if you listen to that advice, you're going to get smoked. Can you imagine? Some of these stocks drop 100%, 120%, 140%, the most popular stocks. So she's telling you to get in. You got a long way to run. Are you kidding? That's the worst advice you could get. You know, buy and hold is what they also keep telling you to these retail investors. And that's why when you buy and hold, 80% of these investors lose money who buy and hold. Because you're ignoring the essential investment concept of risk management when using the most failed strategy of buy and hold. It's stupid. Just like cost average down. The market's going down, they tell you, keep cost averaging down. No, you only cost average down when the market's going up. And then on pullbacks, you add to your position, it runs higher again. Not on the way down. It's unbelievable. Brokers introduce this concept of buy and hold to the clients because it takes little effort on their part. Takes little skill, little intelligence. Just put them in a portfolio. Then later on, bring them in 6 months later. Oh, we got to readjust your portfolio. What are you, nuts? They don't have to have, when they put you in a buy and hold situation, there's no effort on their part. There's no skill. There's no intelligence. They just let you sit there. Are you kidding? And then they collect extremely large compensation. If you can get all your clients to buy and hold, that's what they want you to do. Buy and hold, buy and hold. Are you kidding me? You know, the most asked question, or the question that they ask me the most is, why? Or why do you think this October, that October low was in 2022 is not the bottom? Because there's just too much evidence. That's why. There's just too much evidence. Because what caused the crash from January 2022 to October 12th that everybody talks about, that's about 30% drop, the same economic reasons exist today. Okay? So what caused that drop, nothing's changed. Matter of fact, things are getting worse. So this new rally that we've had from October low, October 14, 2022 to where we are today, that's not going to hold. That's being forced up That's being pushed up. Remember what's leading that are two stocks. Microsoft and Apple have been leading. They put $15 trillion into each one of those stocks to make sure they keep leading the market up. So, in other words, the same economic reasons exist today. And I'm going to go through those with you. So, the banks, okay? First of all, they were tightening too much when the market started to crash back in January 2022. They were tightening too much. But wow, now they're even tightening faster. Inflation is reigniting. That's worse because now it's reigniting when the rate isn't at 0 or a quarter or 50 basis points, but it's reigniting at 5 1/4. You're at a higher level, not from 0. For the last 14 months, especially in the last 3 months, we've had a false narrative. Soft landing, inflation's cooling, and we have a very, very tiny possibility of recession. Yet, the most relied on economic indicators in the last 14 months tell us a different story. These economic indicators you live and die by. They're never wrong. Yield curve, durable goods orders, the stock market, the manufacturing orders, the building permit, all negative. Also, it's the same problem we had back in January 2022, exists today with this new rally. Energy dependent, we're dependent still on OPEC. Biden made that happen. We're no longer independent. Our national debt keeps on going up. Our cost for interest every year is going from $300 billion to $600 billion. That's in like 2 years, I think it is. Trade deficits are getting worse. Money is tightening. So, and now when it comes to if you take, and here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about, take the nation's gross domestic income. In other words, you take all the sources of income, wage, profits from companies, interest income, rental income, tax income, lease income, take all the incomes you can think of, and then take the cost away. You know we're negative. We're negative. That's why they don't want to tell you. Our manufacturing, we're at a 14-year low. We're in a we are now in a downward trend, have been in a downward trend since June 2022. Production. Our U.S. industrial production it's in its biggest drop since December 2022. Wait a minute. What are they talking about? Everything's fine. Keep buying stocks. Don't worry. We're not going to have a recession. What caused this market to crash from January 22 down to October 22, about 30%? These same things. None of these have changed. Why? Because they don't let you go into a recession. They don't let you go into a recession. See, recessions clean this thing up. And we should never be in this mess. We should never be in this mess. Why? Because remember, none of this would be occurring if we could elect a president. We could elect a president to do what the people choose him to do. One, to follow the Constitution, and to make sure the Fed chair is so independent from him. I'll explain that when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Go nuts listening to these TV, Kramer, any of them. I mean, they're giving you total garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. One day they tell you, buy this stock. Next day, don't buy the stock. Then you have two people on the show. One guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals. You follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color-coded chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
We went from FOMO, or fear of missing out, to optimism, to now euphoria, because the markets have just continued to defy the odds.
So she's saying to get in now, right? And that is insane. That is insane. If you're getting in now, you are going to lose a lot of money because think of what they're doing. They're rotating. Why do you think Remember, this stock market has been going up since 2009 to 2022, all based on NASDAQ, all based on 7 stocks, up 1,200%. The whole market, everybody's made money on tech stocks. Now they're rotating out of tech stocks. The big guys pulling their money out of tech stocks, and they're starting putting back into what we call value stocks. Value stocks like Johnson & Johnson and companies like that, Honeywell. So they're moving their money. And people now are going to get in those same stocks that the money's coming out of. That's why people always lose, because they always buy in the wrong place at the top. Now I'm going to go over some stocks with you. And remember, I gave you the other day Bank of America, and I said you can follow that with me. All right? And I said, but again, if you don't join the gang, don't go crazy and just start buying it. I don't know I can't get a hold of you, all right? But I'll go over it on the radio here in a moment, how we're doing Bank of America. You can follow along if you like. But please, anytime you hear me talk about a stock and you're not a member, do not buy that stock, because I can't get in touch with you. I can't tell you what to do. All right, I want to get back to why you've been feeling all this inflation pain. When you go to the grocery store, you fill up for your gasoline. And that shouldn't be that way. It was designed not to be that way. So understand this is very important. The way it's been set up, when they started this Federal Reserve, okay, which is not a reserve, they set it up that there would be a Fed chairperson. That chairperson would be independent of the president, because presidents are picked by their party. So the party and the presidents, remember, the presidents always put party before the people. That's terrible, but that's what they do. They always put party before the people. And if you don't think that's true, just look at the hearings where they had the 2 whistleblowers, where the evidence is so overwhelming about what's going on with the Bidens. The Democrats are trying to sabotage it because they're putting party over the people. You go and you take the other hearing with Robert Kennedy, they sabotaged him, the Democrats. He's a Democrat because they didn't like what he was saying. So they're trying to shut the hearing down. So it was about party over people. We put in an independent Fed chair to make sure that doesn't happen. He's the most important person to our retirement. He's the most important person to our standard of living. But he's got to be independent. See, the Fed chair, remember, he sets interest rates. He manages the money supply. He tells all the banks when to lend or when to tighten up and not lend. So, and he regulates the financial markets. That makes sure you get good wages, you have a good job, that there's just the right amount of inflation. That's his job. He's got to be left alone. He's the decision maker. When he loses the money supply, they increase loans. When they decrease the money supply, they tighten loans. That's his decision alone. But when you turn around, and again, remember, his job is to serve the people's interests, not the president's interests or his party. But what happens? They choose weak people like Yellen and Powell. When they're chosen to be subservient to them. And that's why the system breaks down. So when they want rates to go up or rates to go down, or they want to push the money supply, increase the money supply, more loans, make things cheaper, do you know what happens? When there's something going on and things look bad, and the party, let's say the Democratic Party's in charge of the White House, they want you to feel better because they need your vote. They want you to feel better. So what do? They'll say, okay, to Powell, drop rates or just keep dropping them. So for 2 reasons. So that you push all this money out and people get all these loans and out there spending, and they're hoping that they consume so the economy grows, so the president's number looks better and the Democratic Party looks better. Same thing with the Republicans. It doesn't matter. But when the president can say to him, look, we need you to drop rates. We need you to expand the money supply, make all your banks have more loans out there, bring interest rates down. He does it at the exact wrong time. The president knows it. The party knows it, but they don't care about the consequences for the people because it serves them. See, they want the Powell, the Fed chair, to serve not you, but to serve the party. Give you an example. Let's take with this green energy they're going crazy with now, electric vehicles and solar panels, okay? The Federal Reserve now has pumped out to build these battery plants, billions of dollars. They're building all these battery plants. And so, like solar, remember Solandra? So, remember, their agenda, the White House right now, and the Democrats, is all this green energy. So here we are. We're right back to Solandra. They're getting their friends in there, and they're pumping millions and millions, billions to build 150 battery plants. We know where all that stuff is coming from, China, right? And so wait a minute. And then their spending is costing them $7 million, between $2 million and $7 million to train somebody. Between $2 and $7 million to train one employee for these plants. That's what we are paying, you and I. And guess what? When he gets trained and goes to work, he makes less money. He makes less money than the guy that's working for the auto plant Ford or Chevy. Costing us $2 to $7 million to train this guy, and all this money. Now, see, Powell should be saying to the chair, "Wait a minute, we're not doing this. Shut up, we're not doing this." And the president can talk back to him and say, "No, don't talk back to me. I'm here to serve the people. This is crazy. This is why we're in trouble." And then here's the worst of it. And this is why the market's going to go down. People keep asking me, why isn't the market's going to go down? Because we got the same problems as we had in January of 2022, where the market collapsed 38%. Same thing. So can you imagine Powell? He can't go to the president and say that because he took the job based on, I will serve you, not the people. I will serve you, the party. The Republicans do the same thing. The Fed is there to serve you and I. But the president, especially this last one here we got, he's not serving the people. Every decision he makes is to serve the party, make the party stronger. And that was my point of playing this first cut coming in, showing you how Wasserman was trying to shut down an entire hearing on free speech. Can you imagine in this country, they're trying to shut down a hearing on free speech? And they wouldn't let Robert Kennedy make his point about free speech because that's not what they want. They want to control the speech. Do you know that hearing they had? I'm going to report to you when we get back how many minutes they reported on that hearing with the two whistleblowers. This is amazing. This is amazing stat.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, if you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day?
That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026. Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand, especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you a stock market investor without all the information?
What are you, nuts? Market's going up, market's going down. We're getting all this bad information.
How do you invest intelligently? Phil Grandy can show you.
If you want real information and you really want to know what the market's going to do and you want the truth, go to my site, philsgang.com, and also listen to me on my radio show every weekday at 3 o'clock Eastern.
Phil's got the answers at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com, where you get the truth and you get the information you need about the market.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Now, I'm going to talk about Bank of America. I gave you this. I said, don't do it on your own. Why don't you join my gang, free for 10 days, and then you can follow me on this and other stocks. It's free. So Bank of America is doing very, very well. Our color-coded chart that tells you when to buy and when to sell. It turned green on July 19th. Still green. We got nice momentum in it. We got good volume in it. And we're just breaking above the 200-day moving average, which is tough resistance. So why don't you join the gang for the next 10 days? It's free. Why don't you follow me on this stock? Now remember, anybody who thinks that this market's going to go up another 6 or 10%, break out, you're nuts. Because once you get away from those tech stocks, you lost the momentum in this market, because that's what's been driving the market. Now, I'm telling you, once they rotate out of those stocks, because they're way overpriced, and I told my gang members the other day, because we were up, oh my God, some of those stocks over anywhere from 40 to 120%. Those stocks, we bought them when nobody wanted them. And that's what we'll teach you to do. So I want you to join my gang. Go to my site, philsgang.com. Click where it says Get Started. And follow me next week okay? And Steve and Willie, and we'll get you going. All right, so I want to finish this up because this is very important. When the Fed chair doesn't have the power to say to the president, you're creating too many deficits, and this is what's going on. That's why you're going to have another crash. The deficits are brutal. He lied the other day, or his mind's gone. He said that he reduced the deficit by 1.7 trillion when, in that same time period, the deficits went up 3.4 trillion. And the deficits are what kills you, because deficits are what drives inflation and kills jobs. So the chair, he should be choosing when he's going to raise rates or lower rates. He chooses when to increase the money supply by opening up the spigot for more loans or closing the spigot. It's his job to make sure the financial markets he's regulating it well, so that you have a job, your lifestyle's doing well, there's not just enough inflation, not too much. That's his job. It's an important job. But he's got to have the personality to go to the president when, like what he's doing now with all those stimulus programs that's killing us right now that we're going to pay for. And he should have told him, no, that's the kind, or I'm quitting. That's the kind of guy you need. And the president should be respecting that. But presidents don't do that anymore, okay? So again, this is why we're in a mess. Now, when you get in a mess like this, and even when the Fed makes all the decisions and he is independent, you still can get in trouble. But when you get in trouble, what do you do? Well, when you keep pushing out too much money, rates too low for too long, and too much money out there, everybody's getting debt up to their ears, buying, you have to clean it up. So in other words, the government is the worst one. When rates are low, the government spends like crazy. But what happens is when rates are low and all this money is plentiful, the investments people make are stupid and wasteful. Our government is the worst. So you have to get that back out of the system. So what you do is go into recession. When you go into recession, the first thing you do is you're forcing the balance sheets, you're forcing the federal government to get all those bad deals they're doing, their malinvestments as they call them, okay, to get those off the books, to clean it up. It's the same thing for businesses. It's the same thing for people. It gives them a chance to clean it up. But who's got to pull that trigger? The Fed. He's got to say, we're going into a recession. It's going to be painful, but after 8 months, we're going to be golden. But guess what happened? G.W. Bush wouldn't do it. Obama wouldn't do it. So we're suffering from G.W. and Obama at a time that was crucial to go in and clean up the government balance sheets and the people's balance sheets, because all the bad investments and the waste and the spending the government's been doing, like what he's doing now. All this waste with the batteries and the plants, it's going to cost us $2 to $7 million to train up a person to build a battery? Give me a break. So that's why this market can't sustain itself. Not only do we have the same problems that caused the initial crash in January 22 to go down to everybody talks about the October low, and now the market's running back up, but it's going back up for the wrong reasons. And what we saw because remember, the market only went because of tech stocks. As long as you keep pushing tech stocks up, and remember, they put $15 trillion into Microsoft and Apple just to keep pushing those tech stocks, those 2 tech stocks up to drive the other 7 tech stocks up to drive the NASDAQ up. Well, now it's over. The institutions are pulling their money out. And now what happens? Wow. You think people are actually want to go into buying GE? By Honeywell? Take a look at your market today. Dow, 32, up 32. NASDAQ, minus 30. Are you kidding? The S&P, up 3. There's no action going on, because once the tech stocks roll over, you're dead. Remember, 13 years it's been tech stocks. 13 years. And then the problem we got, during these 13 years, we never had a president that appointed a chair that would say, stop. Tell the president, stop. You can't keep doing this. You can't We can't put out $2 to $7 million for every employee because of you and your party want this green crap. Because, see, it's all driven by politics. See, all this green energy has nothing to do with what benefits you and me. It's too early. It doesn't work. It's not perfected, but they don't care. Look at the Ford. Ford is losing $68,000 per electric car. You know what's costing them to build it, to advertise it, to get it sold? $118,000. When you add in all the overhead and you add in all the advertising, it's not $68,000. It cost them $118,000. That's what happened with Solandra. So now we're out there building, again, all these more Solandra-type plants. But you need a Fed chair to say, stop. Without that safeguard, that's why this market is going to crash, because nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. So when I hear this kind of garbage, that about make sure you stay invested here.
It's not too late to get into the market. Make sure you stay invested here.
There they go. Buy and hold, buy and hold. This market is setting up perfect now, okay, for a short. Just think what we did. Our tech stocks, our travel stocks, we went from tech to travel to oil to gold. I mean, I think I'll leave something out. No, and we kept rotating. So in the banks. So every time one peaked, the tech started to peak. We took not all the money, but a lot of the money and pushed it right into the was the oil? No, it was into the travel stocks, and we caught those on the bottom. Then when they went up 40% and started to peak, we took the money out of that and we went into oil. And I told all my members, oil is now down 35%. And I said, these stocks are going to go up. I've been in this business for 52 years, and every time oil is down 35, 40%, the shorts will come and cover, we'll get a big rally. And we did. And we got in when nobody wanted it. And that's what we did. And now, and then we did the same thing with gold. Now what's going to happen? Now that it's over, the tech is dead. Because they just can't. I mean, the valuations are insane. No institution is going to pay $32 for every $1 earnings for Apple. Trust me when I tell you that. We're already seeing that. And especially when they have negative revenues. Think about this. Apple has negative revenues. Revenues are negative. But people are going to pay $31 for every $1 of earnings. The company's got negative revenue. I don't think so. The people who are paying that, people didn't know what they're doing. They're called tourists. They're tourist traders. They don't know what they're doing. The big institutions aren't paying that. Now what's going to happen, the big institutions are going to start pulling their bids out. See, they're supporting the market. Now they're going to pull their bids out. And the minute they pull their bids out, they're ready to let this market bubble pop like they did with the dot-com bubble, the housing bubble, the finance bubble. Now we're in the QE bubble. Once they pull those bids out, they're going to start shorting the market. Remember, they create the bubbles on purpose. They created the bubble on tech, on dot-com, and then they broke it. Then the housing bubble they created, then they broke it. And now we're in the QE bubble, and they're ready to break that. Join the gang free for 10 days. It will help you, okay?
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.